Peace and love, everyone. Grand Rising, happy Thursday. I hope this day is bringing you new and exciting blessings. I hope everyone is well. Today is going to be very brief. I just wanted to speak on the election this year because there's a lot of excitement around it, a lot of anticipation, a lot of talk around it, and it's so much that has transpired in the last few weeks as far as who's running for office now, and many people are at odds about the decision to make and who to choose in this election because there's just so much controversy around in each side, so much it's a critical moment in time and a very critical decision that needs to be made. And whichever decision and choice that you make, you have to make sure that you're making the right decision that's for you, for your highest good and what's best for everyone, including yourself, because the decisions that we make ultimately not only affect us but affect others. And whether you are a registered voter or not, whether you're choosing to vote or not, or who you're choosing to vote for, all of these are very personal decisions that you have to make, and you have to be informed and educated and educate yourself. Be self-educated, be self-informed about what decision you're choosing to make. And I'm not going to tell you which one is right, which one is wrong. That is ultimately your decision. And that's what this is all about. This is what life is all about. In fact, it's a series of decisions, and the decisions that we make and the choices that we make influence our destinies, and has an influence over the outcome. So the choices and the decisions that you make today affect your future and other people's future. So always when making decisions, choose wisely. Make sure you're making decisions from a place of power and put some thought into it, and don't make decisions from a place of fear, like, oh, I'm been living in fear or lack or want, so I need to choose this particular candidate because they're promising me this or that, or because I fear the outcome of, if I don't choose one or the other, this and that is going to happen. Those are fear-based decisions. Those are low vibrating decisions, and we don't want to make decisions from that place. We want to make decisions from a place of power, a place of good judgment, a place of right action and right thinking. And keep that in mind when involved in any kind of political situation, whether it's an election or whatever. Always think from your higher judgment. Think from your higher self, if you will, and think and rationally and from a place of power and not a place of fear. So many people elect candidates because they are looking for someone to bring them change, or they're looking for someone to make things better for them. And I elect myself to create the job that I want. Um, I to help myself out of my own financial situation. And many of us are in, different situations that we find ourselves in. And, we have the power within us. And a lot of times we forget that we have that power. I too. We forget that we have the power within us to facilitate change in our lives. And so what we do is we put all our faith and our trust in someone else, in the system, to help us. And um, let's put more initiative and more faith and guidance in ourselves to help our own selves. We're looking for someone to be this savior figure, this person to elect, to create jobs for us, to create better health care, to and access to health care, to help us get better housing. We put all this faith and these other people, but what are we doing to manifest the kind of life in the world that we want? I'm electing myself to do better and do more about creating the job that I want and to create the opportunities that I want. To get the quality health care that I deserve, it starts with me. What am I doing? And I'm saying this to everyone, like, what are you doing to improve your own health care? Health care, break the word down, care of your health. Do you take care of your health? Do you exercise? Do you eat right? Do you choose your primary physicians carefully, or do you just choose them because that's what your insurance referred you? Do you do your part to improve your health? You got some people who neglect themselves, neglect their health, neglect their well-being, and then they go to the doctor and expect the doctor to work miracles and do things for them that they haven't been willing to do for themselves. So we have to take that ownership and take care of our own selves. What are we doing to make an impact and to make our own community safe? We talk about, we expect the politicians to do all of that, but what are we doing in our own communities to make our communities safe? Are we the problem, or are we the solution in our own communities? Are you a part of the problem, or are you a part of the solution? You can create your own community task force to help combat crime in your neighborhood. Don't be a part of that group that is responsible for not making your community safe. Create your own neighborhood watch, your own community watch. Support good initiatives and programs to help people in your own community. So be that change that you're looking for in your own home, in your own life, in your own community, in your own workplace. Do that yourself and focus less on putting your thoughts and your energy into someone else to save you, but be that savior for yourself. We have our own power, and together we have greater power when like minds come together to do things to bring about and facilitate change. But let's stop putting so much into others. And even if you do choose and elect someone to represent you, to and you put your faith and your hopes into that person, what after they are elected, what are you doing to help fulfill what they say that they're going to do for you? Because we all have a choice in this, and we all have a say, and we all have our input matters, and we all have our own collective power that we can bring about to initiate change. We shouldn't put it all that responsibility on one person. We should be doing what we can as well. And then many of us, I hear lots of complaints, people complaining about the government and the policies, the agendas, and yet the people who complain about it a lot that I know, they will still vote for a system that they have complaints about or that they are not satisfied with. So I'm saying to you, stop supporting policies, stop supporting agendas and people that you feel don't represent you and don't support you. Stop supporting policies and agendas that you feel don't support you, don't represent you, and are not hearing your voice. If you feel unheard, if you feel underrepresented, then maybe you're not choosing the right person for you. With many of us are looking for leaders and someone to fix the problem for us because we feel either unempowered or we feel we don't have the expertise to fix them ourselves. A lot of people have a Messiah complex. And I say to you, those of you who do have that, stop looking without and start looking within. And come up with ways that you can make the world better on your own or with the resources that you have and the people around you. We inherited this world the way it is. the way it is based on the decisions of people before us. And although we inherited this world, we also have free will and free choice, and we can make it the world that we want. We can make this new world that we all are hoping for and longing for, and a world of freedom and justice and peace and harmony. We inherited this broken, predatory system, this matrix, if you will. And what are we going to do about that ourselves? Our own collective responsibility. What are we going to do in reference to that? Are we going to just go along to get along? Are we going to keep supporting things that we know is not right? Or are we going to make the changes to make the world better? So those are all things I think we need to think about this election year and every year. Also, pay attention to the people who say they're going to help you, but then they don't deliver. And I hear people complain. Ever since I was a child, I've heard the adults around me, and I still hear it, people complaining about so-and-so's in office, we elected them and they're not doing anything. And then, we got to do something. We got to get out there and vote and get them out. We got to do this. We got to do that. Pay attention to the people who are coming to you and asking for your vote and asking for your confidence. If you don't see these people active in your community, and if you don't see these people making a difference in your community until it's election time, that should be a big red flag. That should be a big red flag, because if you're going to elect a leader or choose a leader, that person should be seen leading the community. You should see them and be able to see the works that they've done and experience it. So if you haven't seen it and then they come around, and ask for your vote, that sounds a little, to me, a little suspect. Just like if you're in a relationship with someone, a significant other, and they make promises and they put their best face forward when you're dating them and getting to know them. And then after you make the commitment, you realize, oh, this person has deceived me. They're not holding up their end of the commitment. They're not doing the things that they say. They're not being truthful. They're not being honest. They haven't fulfilled things to me. And so you decide to separate from them or leave them. And then they come back and they try to come back and they try to, sweet talk you, make false promises, say they're going to do all the things that they said they were going to do the first time. But I'm really going to do it this time. If you let me back home, if you let me come back, please take me back. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then against your better judgment, because you make decisions from fear, you're afraid to be alone, you're afraid, the children won't have their father or their mother, or you feel guilty or whatever the situation is. And you, against your better judgment, you let that person back in, and in due time they do it all over again. So who is to blame in a situation like that? You have to also take responsibility for that, because you had free will, you had a free choice, and you chose to accept something that disappointed you, let you down, deceived you, and maybe even abandoned you the first time, hoping it's going to be different. But your hopes are leading you down the wrong road. And so you want to choose from a higher vantage point, from a place of higher judgment when making any decision, whether it's relationships, political, financial, whatever. Don't make decisions from fear. Don't let other people influence you and tell you what to do. You think, you have I used to tell children this when I used to teach school, you have a beautiful brain. Think for yourself. Make decisions for yourself. One of the definitions of insanity is to keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. And I see a lot of that happening around me. And I even listen to people telling me, yes, I know such and such is wrong, but I'm going to do it because I have to, or because, we got to vote for this person, or we got to do this, or we got to do that. But if you're doing the same thing and every 4 years, 2 years, or whatever, and you're saying yourself that you're not seeing the results of it, but you keep doing it, that is the definition of insanity, and that is not making a wise choice. And family of light, we are light bringers, we are light workers. And so with that said, you have to use that light that's within you in your mind to make the right decisions. Don't keep listening to other people and participating in something that doesn't make a lot of sense, or if you see it's not possible, and you just going along to get along. A lot of people will go along, get along, folks. Don't you be a part of that crowd. Don't go with the crowd. Make your own road. Stop waiting for someone, and the someone is already here. So another thing, recognize when people are playing a game with you. I see people get so emotional over a card game, domino game, Uno game, but when the larger society is doing things to deceive them, it's like a lamb being led to the slaughter. Just pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to what people do, not always what they say. Pay attention to, and like I said, educate yourself on what their policies and agendas are. Don't just go along with the plan, or go along with what people tell you, or go along with the commercials. Research, see what's going on. Look at a person's track record, look at their background. Do that for everything, and you will make better decisions and be more informed. We got so many resources now. We got books, the internet, we have social media. We have so many things that we can do to educate ourselves and inform us, and to stay informed. So use those resources to help you make decisions. And also above all else, always trust your intuition. If something don't feel right, it probably isn't. So family, we have to take responsibility for the decisions and the choices that we make. And it's best to make decisions from a place of higher thinking, higher judgment, higher consciousness, as we move into this era of supreme joy and peace and justice. And it's up to us to make it that. So with that said, I hope each and every one of you has a beautiful, wonderful, peaceful, impactful day. Be the light that you want to see in the world. Be healed and be divine. Peace and love.